Hello, good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television Main News. My name is Jeffrey Yambo to present the top stories in the news tonight. Opposition challenged to provide constructive criticism. KULIMA Tower bus station clarifies use of Freedom Way space as authorized parking lot. An NGO slams Ministry of Lands decision to scrap digital clearance. In international news, premature infant rescued from mother's womb in Gaza dies after 5 days. In sports news, FAR's AGM postponed as judge declines to discharge injunction. These are more stories coming up shortly after the break.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Another news in detail. KULIMA Tower bus station has denied allegations of its bus drivers converting the stretch between Freedom Way near Invest Trust Bank and Hungry Lion into a mini station. In an interview, KULIMA Tower executive member Michael Musata says the station sought permission from the Ministry of Local Government to utilize the space as a bus parking lot due to limited space within the station. He clarified that buses belonging to KULIMA Tower merely park there and wait for loading times for different routes. Here's a report.
In July 2023, street vendors were completely removed from the central business district of Lusaka and surrounding areas. The exercise created room for traffic to flow effortlessly. It is at this point that the leadership at the KULIMA Tower bus station saw it fit to seek permission from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development authorities if they would use the created space between Invest Trust Bank and Hungry Lion Freedom Way to park buses that waited in line to load as the station became small compared to the number of buses operating in the station. Speaking to Camnet News, Michael Musata, KULIMA Tower executive member, says this was done to evade buses from parking in Freedom Way as they tend to cause congestion. Mr. Musata has, however, denied the allegations that KULIMA Tower bus operators have started using the same space as a mini loading station for passengers.
Parking pa Afe, opposite Hungry Lion Panja. This is Freedom Way near KULIMA Tower. Tinaona station ya tuina chepa, so we went to the Minister of Local Government. Napataka na discussion how they can help us my buses yenangu to decongest Freedom Way. So the thing is, nenda kuli wa minister kwenda pempa kujaga kunadi open after wakili na town. So wanati passager place and ni ajako watiari ndira malaini muno mulima tower wakaenda waitana kuli wa buku ya bwera muno ya longa kongena inangu pa sloti wakaitana ya bwera ya longa. We don't allow my buses kwambo kushita load kujawa. Wajawa mu road tikakomboka kuma 21 hours mu station wapanga station yabo pada. So tipempa wa police. Kuti bakazia gwira mabasi ya jameni ya bolongera paja pa Afe. But those
and bus driver Joseph Tete has asked the Zambia police to give the station authority to bring illegal vehicles and drivers picking passengers from undesignated places to the authorities. Cherish Sivote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
KULIMA Town Council has completed and handed over a newly constructed classroom block at a cost of 370,000 kwacha to the community to alleviate challenges pupils face to access their daily learning. Addressing the handover, Kayema Member of Parliament, who is also Western Province Minister, Kapelo Mbangweta, emphasized that the government remains committed in delivering development to all corners of the country. More in this report.
Relief crippled with joy filled pupils and parents of Kazo Primary School in Kayema district of Western Province after Kayema Town Council completed and handed over a new reconstructed 1x2 classroom block at a cost of 370,000 kwacha to the community. Offsetting the handing over of the classroom block, Kayema Member of Parliament Kapelo Mbangweta says the government is committed to take development to all the corners of the country.
This place here, through the new dawn, has benefited a number of items, and it truly reflects what development is all about. Developments are taking place courtesy of the President, who is giving development around in a structured manner. And of course now when you hear the President say they not want a child sitting on the floor by end of the year, and you have seen what is in there, it means that the district councils in Zambia, including Kayema, are implementing the presidential directives.
Dr. Moses Mtoka is in Kayema Town Council Secretary.
The total cost of this project is 370,000 kwacha. It's a 1x2 classroom block, which has been finally completed. And it's a policy for Kayema district and the Kayema Town Council that every time we are handing over a classroom block, it must be a complete package of the classroom block and the desks. That now means that the students or pupils will begin to immediately start using this. Desks must be able to be made available. Since the President himself has given instruction, no child should sit on the floor, and we are making sure that the desks are done.
Others who spoke on Kayema Town Council chairperson Rayford Chitoti and some residents who expressed their gratitude toward the new reconstructed classroom block.
Project that we are handing over today, it is not the council project. You have to make sure that you protect that project. Let no one come and vandalize whatever that has been put on that project.
Kazo Primary School in Kayema district has 340 pupils, and the school started as a community in 2014, but lacks permanent structures. Sewa Kavira, Camnet News in Kayema district, Western Province.
Northern Province has recorded an improvement in drug availability, with most health facilities offering first-level and tertiary healthcare services in Chinsali, Mpulungu and Mbala districts recording 75% drug availability. A check at selected hospitals in the province by Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency ZAMSA revealed improvement in drug availability at health facilities. Mbala General Hospital Acting Medical Superintendent Dr. Henry Mwamba has attributed the improvement to the recent distribution of medical supplies by the agency. And Mpulungu District Hospital Medical Officer in Charge Dr. Derek Soda has thanked the government for improving the situation in the public health supply chain, as the hospital is now able to offer quality healthcare service to the people. Here's a report.
In a bid to guarantee access to quality healthcare, the Zambia Medicine and Medical Supply Agency has been conducting spot checks on selected hospitals nationwide to ensure the availability of essential medicines. Recently, the agency visited Chinsali, Mpulungu and Mbala district in Northern Province, where they recorded an impressive 75% drug availability rate. This development has brought joy to many citizens, as it aligns with Sustainable Development Goal number 3, which aims to ensure better and more accessible health system by 2030.
I think here we are at the pharmacy for Mbala General Hospital. As you can see, it has been, what can I say, a tremendous movement for us as a hospital for this year. I've seen a lot of improvement on the medical supply coming from ZAMSA. I think that we can recommend to our ZAMSA. I think they have done a tremendous job. I can say we recommended them for that. I think there has been improvements on that area of that concerning the supply, especially in the essential medicine.
The lack of essential medicine can have devastating consequences, including prolonged suffering, increased morbidity, and even death. The availability of medicine in government hospitals is crucial for effective health delivery. Not long ago, citizens had raised concern over shortages of medicine in various government hospitals. However, this is no longer the story. ZAMSA's efforts to ensure medicine availability are critical in addressing these challenges. By maintaining the steady supply of essential medicine, the agency is helping to bridge the gap in healthcare access, particularly in rural and hard-to-reach areas. This move is expected to have a rate as well as the overall well-being of citizens. The success of ZAMSA's initiative in Northern Province is a testament to the agency's commitment to improve healthcare services across Zambia. As the country strives to achieve SDG number 3, ZAMSA's effort will play a vital role in ensuring that all citizens have access to quality healthcare, regardless of their geographical location or socio-economic status.
Availability. So far, this year we've seen quite a good number of drugs being brought from ZAMSA, and by this I mean the commonly used drugs in OPG as well as on the wards. Previously, the way it used to be, usually we just receive mostly antimalarials, ARVs, IV fluids, syringes, cannulas and everything, but I can say that this year we've seen quite tremendous improvement, especially like for the month of March. We saw a good number of antibiotics that we are using in our OPD as well as on the wards, both for oral as well as IV. So for that, I think it's a good start.
As Zambia works achieving SDG number 3, initiatives like this will be instrumental in realizing the goal of better and more accessible health system for all. Reporting for Camnet TV.
Chief Chikomeni Association General Secretary Zalipa Chisulo is optimistic that the Chipata-Lundazi Road, which is in a deplorable state, once worked on, will help steer business activities in Lumezi district. Ms. Chisulo, who is also Lumezi constituency 2021 general elections independent losing parliamentary candidate, says that upgrading the road will enhance safety and business activities. She is confident that the rainy season has come to an end and the roadworks will commence soon.
Time for Women's Day, and then car had to, the breakdown with the shocks because of the road, which is really, it's not even a road, it's really in a very bad shape. So I'm very hopeful. I think like we said even last year, that in this year's budget, the government has put it in the budget. So we are really looking forward that that road is worked on, because it will make life easier. And then we are blessed because we've had the rains this season. So even for people to transport the crops and all, we need a very good road network. We need people to be able to move within a short period of time. I mean, that road takes us like, it's 155 kilometers, but it usually takes us about 3 to 4 hours. So in that 3 to 4 hours, really, it's all about struggles. So we'll be very, very happy and very, very grateful that if that road is really worked on, and if it started as soon as possible, as soon as the rains are done, we'll be the most happiest people in the
Community Development and Social Services Permanent Secretary Angela Kawandami says the Children's Town project, initiated by Development Aid from People to People Zambia, is the missing link to address the issue of street children in the country. Speaking during a visit at the Children's Town project, Ms. Kawandami commends the efforts invested in transforming the lives of young individuals. Ms. Kawandami disclosed that the ministry has removed over 2,000 street children in the past 4 months through regular removal operations. And 18-year-old Bruce Chiluba, a former street child, has advised fellow young people to find purpose in life and steer clear of negative influences. Here's a report.
Children's Town is a rehabilitation home and school located in the heart of Central Province's Chibombo district, a project under Development Aid from People to People DAP, and has so far graduated over 3,000 learners from the time it was established in 1992. The center offers skills in agriculture, tailoring, metal fabrication, and home economics, among others. The facility receives children from Ndola, Kawe, Lusaka, and surrounding areas. Community Development and Social Services Permanent Secretary Angela Kawandami, speaking when she toured the center, says government is determined to improve the welfare of children, especially those that have found themselves on the streets. Ms. Kawandami says DAP is doing a great job in supporting government's efforts.
It's amazing work that's been done here, and it's actually the missing link, because you can have programs where you're removing children from the streets, you put them in homes, or you reintegrate them with their families, but there's no rehabilitation that has taken place. But if you are running a program like this, where they're actually learning skills, where they're actually learning, even living in a community, so that they're developing social skills, but more importantly, they'll be ready for independent living. Beginning of the year, we have removed over 2,000. So it's quite a number, but of course then you still have new ones coming on. So that is what the cycle that we need to break.
And DAP Managing Director Elise Soresen says skills training for children is one of the keys to uplifting communities, because it provides an opportunity for learners to become productive and relevant in the areas they are coming from.
We started Children's Town because the welfare of the children have always been a big priority for the ABB in Zambia. One of the ways we have been raising funds for our projects, including Children's Town, is through the sale of second-hand clothes. So you see here, reused clothes.
Meanwhile, 18-year-old Bruce Chiluba, a former street kid, explains how he found himself on the streets of Lusaka.
Street na space anije chekali wamzimai wanambo bamodwala kwa nyuma manje kati cheba bali 6 bamuna babiri then abakazi bali 4 olomanje bakazi singo mbera romai babwa badwana ko manye nije ati basarangana nitapota sarapo che ini na mfana wanga na kena kakasuri kama na moenda na mtawa na mtawa kairi maizi wacheje akti wana chechi tamunza kwati paka chena ini paka nchichite ni wewe machokamu peza wagawa na maboto tosti kanaje kwa pepa ku mtu achitambleni achitamunga luba na vicha atambona ni pamushi atambo pepa tamungala ninze kuna banzanga batatu benze bakuru parini.
And two other youths in the same situation share their stories and how the center has changed their lives.
Myself at the streets, it was like my mom sent me to buy some eggs, a tray of eggs. Then I went and misused that money for my own needs, and I was with my brother's bike. So I decided, I think that if I run away with this bike, then I'll be able to go to Choma to my grandmother. So that's when I decided to go run away and went to town. After I went there into the town of Lusaka, I went to Intercity. To Intercity there, I did not know that there were junkies all over. So they went and stole my bike. That's how I found myself at the school.
Future of Bruce and other 62 children who have attended rehab at DAP Children's Center in Chiwombo district is now certain, as they are acquiring skills in agriculture, metal fabrication and tailoring. Cherish Sibote for Camnet News.
The National Democratic Congress Party UPND Alliance partner has called on United Kwacha Alliance Secretary General Lucky Mulusa to conduct an investigation into the authenticity of some UKA members. Addressing the media Saturday, the party's Secretary General Joseph Kasonde also criticized the opposition for not offering alternative solutions to the government's efforts. Mr. Kasonde alleged that the opposition's sole agenda is to point out what's going wrong without providing any constructive feedback. Here's a report.
The National Democratic Party, UPND Alliance partners, has criticized the opposition for not offering alternative solutions to the government's efforts. Addressing the media Saturday, the party Secretary General, Joseph Kasonde, alleges that the opposition's sole agenda is to point out what's going wrong without providing any constructive feedback. The NDC-UPND Alliance has challenged the legitimacy of the United Kwacha Alliance, stating that it is not a legal entity. The NDC has also called on UKA Secretary General Lucky Mulusa to conduct an investigation into the authenticity of some of its members.
Whenever there is an assembly of a group, can they be authentic? Let them have a certificate. Here we are, ourselves as National Democratic Congress, NDC. We have a certificate of registration from Registrar of Societies. Ask them and see to it that once you ask them, they provide that indeed they are the legit. But this business of a group of leaders, they assemble together, and after they assemble together, what they even want to talk about, you may even be able to tell that they are not meaning good. Why? Because of where they are coming from. And then when they are denied chance, they say, no, the democracy is shrinking. No. We are saying that UKA business, up to now, National Democratic Congress, NDC, we are saying that is not a legal entity. We want them to prove that they've got a certificate of registration. Then to the subscribers of that organization or that movement, we have people like Savo Imboya. She claims to be a president. A president for which? Because the political party I'm heading, NDC, is in the UPND Alliance.
The NDC-UPND Alliance has also vowed to continue supporting the UPND through its alliance partners and has promised to protect and promote the UPND. The party also spoke about corruption during the previous administration and urged law enforcement to investigate those who acquired wealthy without a legitimate source of income.
You see, people that commit crime, that are in corruption, in stealing, DEC, Drug Enforcement, Zambia Police, Naimaba Anti-Corruption Commission, move in without political interference, move in independently, professionally. Pokeni ulupia lwabalanda, pokeni ulupia lwabantu, pokeni. Era nga mwapoka tabuli kupera popene yo, kikateni bali abantu, kikateni. Baya mchifungo, wanoti atukubepa ya yo, kuwa mchifungo, batampi okumona FO, impia shiresha ya kuiwa, FO chifudio kubomba, batampi okumona. At least that then we always have potential and have utaka leiba aishi bat ngawaika tuwapaila zanda.
Meanwhile, the United Kwacha Alliance has previously alleged that the government is intentionally blocking its registration as a political party. UKA claims that it has faced numerous obstacles in its effort to formalize its position. They have called for a thorough investigation into the matter, expressed their discontent with their alleged interference.
They know that the alliance which is going to take them out of power is certainly UKA, and that is why they are doing all these delaying tactics. From the time that we announced to the public that we're going to have this alliance and we're going to register it and all those things, they have done all sorts of tricks to ensure that we don't even register. Just what is this? The reviewing of our fingerprints had to go all the way to the Inspector General. So just yesterday we got a call that the constitution that we had submitted can't be found. So we had to resubmit the constitution.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Zambia Land Alliance has criticized the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for discontinuing online digital clearance procedures, seeing it as a retrogressive step. In an interview, Alliance Executive Director Patrick Musole says that digitizing land registration was a positive move, facilitating easier access to ministry services. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources on Tuesday announced the discontinuation of digital clearance, which will now only apply to secondary property transactions like buying from individuals or companies.
The measure to digitize land registration in the country, because we feel that that's a progressive move, which has the potential for access by people from wherever they are in the country to be able to submit their digital documentation for registration. And so to climb down for the ministry to waive that off, we feel that it is a step in the wrong direction, because the government is supposed to deal with the corruption within the ministry. If indeed there is corruption, we have investigative wings that are supposed to come and do their work so that they deal with the corruption rather than going back on a progressive system which government had launched. The Minister of Lands has been on record for a long time since he became minister, complaining about corruption in the ministry. How long is the ministry going to tolerate corruption? Why not deal with the corruption and get rid of any corrupt elements once they've been investigated and evidence has been found? So we feel that it is not right for government to stop a progressive measure that has been put in place because of corruption.
The Commuters' Rights Association of Zambia is calling on Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA, and Zambia Police to take responsibility of the Kafulafuta accident and hold accountable all officers who were on duty in various checkpoints to ensure sanity is brought back on the road. Association Executive Director Aaron Kamuti says the Kafulafuta accident is unfortunate and questions how the checkpoints and police officers allowed a vehicle loaded with people and animals to pass when the law prohibits such. Mr. Kamuti adds that the accident shows traffic officers have a laissez-faire approach to their jobs.
We, as Commuter Rights Association of Zambia, CRAS, are deeply saddened by the continued loss of life on our roads due to negligence and motorists' failure to adhere to road traffic rules and regulations. Firstly, we send our sincere condolences to the families of the people who died on the Kafulafuta Road accident. We wish the bereaved families God's comfort in this trying moment. Having said that, the accident that happened at Kafulafuta is unfortunate. We all know that it's not allowed for human beings, animals, and luggage to travel in one mode of transport. In this case, a truck. As CRAS, we question the checkpoints and police officers who allowed that vehicle loaded with people and animals to pass. This shows that there is some laissez-faire approach in our laws and traffic officers are not doing their job. Regrettably, the negligence has costed lives of people. If the traffic officers acted accordingly, these passengers' lives should have been preserved. As CRAS, we ask RATSA and Zambia Police to take responsibility of these accidents and held accountable all officers who were on duty in various checkpoints where that truck passed through.
Ndola-based democracy advocate Fabian Mutale has charged that the present opposition parties in Zambia are failing to inspire hope among citizens, likening them to complainers rather than proactive leaders. Mr. Mtale stresses the importance of an opposition that outlines concrete plans for governance instead of solely criticizing the current administration. He says Zambians deserve an opposition that offers viable alternatives for economic growth rather than focusing on insignificant issues.
You know, the problem we have now, the current opposition is not giving hope to Zambians. They have also become crybabies. What the people of Zambia need now is an opposition that will explain to them how they are going to do it differently from the current government. Look, we are not going to allow a situation where the opposition become complainants like the people that they want to lead. We had the president go on the Copper Belt, commissioned a number of projects, but what did our opposition do? They picked on non-issues. They picked on non-issues like the toilets, the bees, as if they're the biggest thing that mattered on that presidential tour. Look, the president commissioned the shaft, which is intended to employ over 3,000 people.
We take a break. Join us for more news shortly after the break.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
With this impending drought, it's time we look to alternatives of sustaining our crops. We as ISDP are promoting irrigation and water harvesting as the solution to challenges posed by climate change. Watch our 13-week series as we unfold the solutions for our crops. Catch Catch us every Monday at 20:40 hours, repeats every Tuesday at 19:10.
Welcome back. And now in international news, a premature infant who was rescued from her mother's womb shortly after the woman was killed in an Israeli airstrike has died. Sabrine Al-Ru-Joda, named after her mother, died in a Gaza hospital on Thursday after her health deteriorated and medical teams were unable to save her, according to her uncle Rami Al-Sheikh. Here's a roundup of international news for more.
The World Health Organization (WHO) said on Friday that there was widespread misuse of antibiotics throughout the global COVID-19 pandemic that has potentially fueled the propagation of antimicrobial resistance (AMR).
The only time you would use antibiotics when you've got a viral infection is if you had a secondary proven bacterial infection that was sensitive to those antibiotics. So in other words, they were not being used appropriately. And if you are the main harm, of course, is that if you are using antibiotics, you're increasing the likelihood of antimicrobial resistance to those particular antibiotics, so that when you do need them for your bacterial infection, they are no longer so useful.
Data was collected from some 450,000 patients admitted to hospitals for COVID-19 in 65 countries over a 3-year period between January 2020 and March 2023. A premature infant who was rescued from her mother's womb shortly after the woman was killed in an Israeli airstrike has died. Sabrine Al-Ru-Joda, named after her mother, died in a Gaza hospital on Thursday after her health deteriorated and medical teams were unable to save her, according to her uncle. The home of Sabrine's family in the southern Gaza city of Rafah was hit by Israeli airstrike shortly before midnight Saturday. Sabrine's parent and a 4-year-old sister were killed. First responders took the bodies to a nearby hospital where medical workers performed an emergency C-section on the mother, who was 30 weeks pregnant. The infant was kept in an incubator in a neonatal intensive care unit at another hospital until she died 5 days later. The baby was buried next to her father on Thursday. More than 34,000 Palestinians have been killed during the Israel-Hamas war, according to local health officials. Drought hit Morocco has been hosting an international agricultural fair in the city of Meknes this week, focusing on climate resilience and sustainability. Some 70 countries and 1,500 exhibitions took part in the 16th edition in the expo, with some 800,000 expected visitors. Successive years of drought prompted the Ministry of Agriculture to implement a set of programs and strategies that were implemented at the regional level. And at the level of our office, the Regional Office for Agricultural Investment in Muluya, it was implemented even at the level of the irrigation networks and also the main canals that supply the region with irrigation water and drinking water as well. The exhibition provides a valuable opportunity for participants to engage in conversations, exchange ideas and experiences, as well as finding new markets. There is a severe drought this year which led to a rise in the cost of fodder and a decrease in the production of livestock, such as sheep and goats, which did not reproduce as before. The farmers sacrificed many precious things to achieve this result and to display the products in this exhibition or in the markets in general. The exhibition is dubbed as the largest agricultural event in Africa. This year, it welcomed Spain as special guest of honor, and the show runs from April 22nd to 28th.
In our sports news tonight, the Football Association of Zambia's annual general meeting, AGM, has been postponed indefinitely due to a court order. High Court Judge Greenwell Malumani threw out the FA's application to discharge the injunction filed by two non-members, Damiano Mutale and journalist Mavuto Piri. According to a statement issued by FA's communications manager Sydney Mungala, the court has set Saturday 27th April 2024 as a date for inter-party hearing, with FA's turning up for the court hearing early this morning. After declining to discharge the ex-parte injunction, Judge Malumani set Thursday, May 2 as a date for inter-party hearing. Meanwhile, FA's General Secretary Ruben Kamanga says the association would communicate on the next step. Kamanga says it is too early to say if there will be immediate consequences from World Soccer governing body FIFA. On Friday, FIFA directed FAS to hold its AGM as per constitutional requirements following a court order halting the AGM. FIFA has given FAS up to April 30 to furnish it with full information before a decision is reached on the Zambian crisis. And still in sports news, golfers from Lusaka, Mazabuka, Monze, Choma and Livingston will be hoping to deliver inch-perfect tee strokes down the fairway towards the green as they compete in the South Seniors Golf Challenge Individual Stable Ford. The tournament, slated for the 28th of April 2024, will be hosted by the Mazabuka Golf Club. 9 pairings amounting to over 70 golfers are expected to take course in hopes of outflexing each other for top honors. Of notable mention is the female category, which will include 4 golfers drawn from Mazabuka and Choma. These are Beatrice Katapazi, Martha Unyenya and Beauty Ngandu from Mazabuka Golf Club, with Anna Malasha hailing from Harimanga Nkumbola Golf Club in Choma. This will be the 3rd edition of the Seniors Golf Challenge. Sponsors will include Zambia Sugar, who also supported the inaugural tournament in 2022, with others being Bagus Group of Companies, GS Cash Advance, Prav Holdings Limited and Quamek Engineering Services. To end Camnet television main news, the top stories once again. Opposition challenged to provide constructive criticism. Kulima Tower bus station clarifies use of Freedom Way space as authorized parking lot. And NGO slams Ministry of Lands decision to scrap digital clearance. In international news, premature infant rescued from mother's womb in Gaza dies after 5 days. In sports news, FA's AGM postponed as judge declines to discharge injunction. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Joshua 1 verse 9. Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of a good courage, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whatsoever thou goes through. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Thank you for watching Camnet Television Main News. Good night.